I'm extremely sorry for not including my magical technique for generating ideas in the last video lesson. It seems that I'm getting old, but let me assure you, in this video lesson, you will certainly find it. And I'm also confident you'll find it really informative. But before we get started, let's dive into the question. The question is, describe a period when you were busy. You should say when it was, what you did during the period, what made you busy, and explain how you felt about the experience. Now let's start with the technique. The first part of the technique is paraphrasing, right? It is a very important thing, so let's please focus. In the starting, let's try to understand what exactly is paraphrasing. It means putting the question into your own words at the beginning of your answer. Now this shows that you understand the question and helps you take control of your response. Now, why we should paraphrase? It's because it gives you time to think about your answer, makes your speaking flow naturally. It also engages the examiner and helps you sound more fluent and confident. But here, please remember, you don't have to sound robotic or mechanical. Now, how to paraphrase? Please remember to use simple phrases. Let's not try to complicate the affair. So use simple phrases like, let me tell you about. Do not say, let me tell you about, or I would like to describe. No, you need to have intonation plus modulate your voice. So you can say, I would like to describe. And for a busy period, you might say, I would like to describe a particularly busy time in my life. I have some more alternatives like, I'm happy to talk about, not I am happy to talk about, or I would like to share a time when, or let me describe a busy period in my life. You can start like this. Dear learners, don't you think busy is a very overused word? So let's try to learn some advanced alternatives and try using these phrases in your speech. So when you are really busy, you can say, I am up to my neck, right? And you can also say, I have lots to do. There's another one, I am swamped. You can also say, I'm tied up. Another one, I'm juggling a lot right now, right? I'm juggling a lot right now. Another one, buried with work. It's not buried, it's buried with work. And the last one, I am up to my ears. So we'll try to use advanced vocabulary, but it should come naturally, right? Just like your tone, you're not supposed to sound mechanical or robotic. Now here is the ultimate superstar, which is the busy technique. Now, dear learners, what exactly is this busy technique? This technique helps you structure your answer around 4 key points like background, undertakings, stressors, and your feelings. Now, why to use it? This method ensures you cover all aspects of the question while keeping your answer clear and organized. I would also like to inform you can use this magical technique while talking about any situation which caused you any stress, problem, or challenges. See, this life is full of problems and challenges. So you can apply this technique, and I am extremely confident you will find it super useful. And do mention it in the comments, right? And now how to apply this technique? Here, B stands for background. Background means describe the time period and any relevant context. When I say relevant context, you can associate any event, occasion, right, with that particular time period. I can say, this thing happened 2 years ago during my college days. Now, U for undertakings. It means talk about the activities or tasks you were involved in during this time.
right? So you have to talk about the things that you were supposed to do. Now, S stands for stressors. Stressors means the things that caused you stress or pain. So you can explain what made the period really busy and challenging, and then why for your feelings. Now, here, dear learners, you need to share your personal feelings and reflections about the experience. It means how exactly you felt at that point in time, right? So you have to mention your experience at the very end. So, dear learners, let's start with the very first point, which is when it was. Now, this is the B of busy, which is the background. So, start by clearly mentioning or stating when this busy period happened and why it stands out for you. You need to use a conversational tone to engage the listener or your examiner. Do not use a mechanical or robotic tone. So you can start by saying, I'm happy to share a time when my schedule was jam-packed. Now, jam-packed means very busy or filled with activity. Synonyms are full or crowded. You can also use it, but it depends on the situation. Now, it was during the final month of my university studies, a whirlwind of exams and deadlines. Whirlwind means a hectic and chaotic period, like totally in disorder. You can use synonyms like rapid or fast paced, right? Now, this period stands out because I felt like I was racing against the clock every day. Now, this is a lovely idiom. It means working quickly to meet a deadline. You have limited time and you're trying to complete your task. That's when you race against the clock. A couple of synonyms are in a hurry or rushing. Now, dear learners, the next point is what you did during the period. Now, this is the U of busy, which is undertakings. Now, here you need to talk about what you did during this busy time. You need to describe your daily activities and how you managed them, the action. So, share relatable experiences. You can start by saying, during this time, I was juggling multiple tasks. Juggling means handling multiple tasks simultaneously or any responsibilities that you have. So I attend, and synonyms are managing or balancing, just like a juggler who like shows acrobatic things. Now, I attended classes during the day while my evenings were dedicated to research projects. I also participated in a study group twice a week to prepare for our finals. Managing all these tasks required me to be organized and prioritize my time effectively. Prioritize means to arrange tasks in order of importance. You can also use synonyms like emphasize or focus on. Now let's go to the next point, which is what made you busy, which is the S of busy, and S stands for stressors, the things that caused you tension, pressure, or that really kept you occupied. But before we start with the instructions, if you have any questions, please mention it in the comments. And if you find this technique, the busy technique, useful, please mention it. Your feedback is really, really important to me, right? So here you need to explain what made this period demanding. Demanding means requiring much effort or attention. A couple of synonyms are challenging and taxing. You can also describe the factors that contributed to your busy schedule and how you handled them. Use clear examples, right? So you can start by mentioning the main factors that contributed to my hectic schedule. Hectic means full of intense activity. Couple of synonyms are busy, that's very simple. Frenetic, that's quite advanced one, right? So you can mention that you had a hectic schedule, and that's where the pressure of, and it was related to the pressure of upcoming exams and the deadlines for research papers. So each task required extensive preparation and focus. Balancing these commitments felt like walking a tightrope. Now, walking a tightrope, it means a situation that requires careful handling, like delicate balance, precarious situation. So, I walked a tightrope, but it taught me valuable time management skills. I had to stay organized and often worked late into the night to ensure everything was completed on time. Now let's come to the last point, which is how you felt about the experience. This is the Y of busy, and Y stands for your feelings. So you need to start here. You need to wrap up by sharing your feelings about this experience, right? Here you have to close. So mention your feelings, like the way you felt. Reflect on what you learned and how it impacted you, right? Also use the conclusion to reinforce your thoughts. How to do it? Let's see. So reflecting on that period, I felt a mix of stress and satisfaction. It's a lovely phrase. That occasion was mix of stress and satisfaction. Although it was challenging, I emerged stronger and more resilient. Resilient means able to recover quickly from difficulties, right? Couple of synonyms are tough, adaptable. It was a steep learning curve. Steep learning curve, it means a situation where you have to learn a lot quickly, right? Rapid learning, challenging situation. But I proved to myself that I could handle pressure and still perform well. And they say every cloud has a silver lining. It means it's an idiom, wonderful idiom. It means every difficult situation has a positive aspect, right? Sometimes we face challenges, but I believe there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It means at the end, right, things are going to be positive because every situation has a positive aspect. And this busy period taught me the importance of perseverance.
And dear learners, today we discussed this magical technique, which is the busy technique, and I'm pretty much confident you found it informative, right? If that's the case, drop a like, right? Share this super informative video lesson with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Mention your questions, your suggestions, and feedback, right? And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.